Today, I received the incredible AMG1 from CaDA in the mail from Barweir, but I'm afraid that's gonna have to wait because I have something crazy. This is the brand new CaDA Master CLAAS Dominator 370 Combine Harvester, which from now on I'm going to be referring to as the CLAAS or the Combine, because that's way too long. Or the Dominator. Ooh, Dominator. That's a good name. This set is insane. The box dwarfs the box from the AMG one, which is a 1/8 scale supercar, might I add. The box art is absolutely gorgeous. I love the iconic green, white, and red CLAAS against the gold and wheat field. Looks so good. Now, where I'm from, there aren't a ton of CLAAS units, but I am from a farming community, and I am used to seeing combines running around the clock at harvest time. And I am genuinely quite excited to be building a Technic set with some great and hopefully surprising functions. Without further ado, let's pop these seals. I'm surprised to see only 2 boxes on the inside, but love the white on black diagram on the inside. As usual, dump the guts. This box is packed to the brim with bricks, instructions, and RC components. The instructions are cool and give some nice background on the combine and the designer, but to be honest, at this price, I think I would like more. I'll circle back to that. Some of the functions look really cool. Rear steering, of course. Looks like the header moves up and down and the cutter spins. We are definitely going to need a bowl for these pins. Let's get cracking. Stage 1. All right, first assembly starting to take shape. I don't know what's going on really, but it seems to be the rear axle area. Also check this, connecting the first RC component and these little red pieces are for cable management. I love that, that's genius. First function starting, not too sure what it'll be, but it's given me the fizz. I'm loving how this suspension is going to work, simple. Also check out this crazy wheel hub. Never seen it before, it has room for gears. We'll see what comes of it. And this covered diff will hopefully handle some high torque from the RC components. We shall see. Best believe we're gonna test it. More crazy gearing along with, get this, a double. Make that a triple stack of motors to complete this crazy sub build. Also get a sort of chassis marriage moment to bring these 2 parts together, and this completes stage 1. All right, come along with me as we build stage 2. This section consists of a lot of work on the combine internals. Essentially, the structure is built up to provide rigidity while adding battery boxes and getting the electricals all sorted out. And can I just say, this is one of the first times I can remember really being excited about adding power functions. After the battery boxes are added, we build a large white structure, which seems very strange at first. Upon further beefing, refining, and adding some gears, I'm thinking this must be the hopper on the back. It works super smooth and connects easily. Can I also just say, I think CaDA's Technic is better than Lego's Technic. On a Lego set, the steps where you have to attach 2 assemblies that have a lot of pins together are really hard, and you end up just mashing them together for 45 minutes and praying that it goes together and you don't break anything. But on these CaDA sets, it goes together the way you would want it to. It just snaps together nicely, there's no play, and the clutch is good. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it right. Ramble aside, stage 2 is done, and I am starting to get a sense of the scale. It is going to be huge. For stage 3, we got prints on prints on prints. This stage is essentially broken into 2 main builds. The first build is quite simply the booty. You build up the rear structure, which includes another small motor to open up the rear dispenser thing. The build is capped with our first look at the bodywork. The rear panel has some subtle angles, and the printed CLAAS tile looks awesome. Connect the whole build to the main build of our Dominator. The second main build of stage 3 is the feeder, which connects the combine to the as yet unbuilt header. The build is pretty simple, but includes a ton of awesome line parts with great color consistency. Shout out to the Lamborghini Sian. and weirdly includes one warning sticker. The rest of them are printed, so I don't know what's going on with that. Nevertheless, you connect the whole thing to the combine via these linear actuators on the undercarriage, and the third stage is complete. This also takes us to the end of the first box. On to box 2, and here's a little sneaker of the chunky combine wheels. Wow. Total side note, but I just love the CLAAS color scheme. I don't know why the red with the lime green and the white, you wouldn't think that it works, but for some reason I dig it. Anyway, stage 4. Oh my God, there must be 1,000 parts in this stage alone. Looking like this stage will be characterized by bodywork, and straight off the hop, the lines are very clean. Weirdly, this reminds me of building the OG UCS Star Destroyer with all the panels on the side. So this is actually really stupid. See here, CaDA clearly can and does do a single print across multiple pieces. So why in the name of all that is holy am I placing a sticker across multiple pieces in a $330 set? That, honestly, a bit unacceptable. They did better in the $27 Kicksauber F1 car. Like, you should have done that, CaDA. Anyway, we continue. 2x2 double-sided plates are genius parts. Jesus, enough warnings on this thing, good Lord. Here's an interesting technique. Attaching a soft pneumatic hose to a rigid hose, then jam the top of a lever into the soft hose to complete what I'm assuming are some suggested hydraulic lines. Jamming the pneumatic hose over the rigid hose though, pain in the ass, not fun. Weirdly, my set had 2 2x6 plates rather than 1 2x12 plates. But fear not, because you know what YouTube channel you're on. Clever Pig, use a clever moment, figure it out, no issue. Putting on the wheels is actually kind of tricky because you have to pay attention to the alignment of the axle hole. The finale of stage 4 actually has us hooking up the controller and testing functions, which is kind of a good idea when you think about it, before you get all the way to the end of this almost 4,500 piece thing and realize you dicked her. Yeah, but everything seems to be working smoothly in our case. You can raise and lower the feeder, open the hopper, drive, steer, and a couple functions which don't appear to be connected yet. We'll see. Let's keep going. Stage 5 is primarily building the cabs, so we get some more of that gray, green, and white, and a nice print too. Some great subtle angles going on. So weird that they printed 1,000 warning signs but needed a sticker for just 2. Very strange. Nice little details for a luxurious cabin. It's also got a great little control area, but I'm pretty sure in the real thing, this tile would be a screen for like a GPS. And with all the prints that they did, you would think they could do one for that, just to add a little bit more realism. After that, build up the rear, some juicy shaping on the roof. We get to bust open that awesome Dominator print, and the lights fit beautifully. Stage 5 ends with building a sweet little railing to prevent you falling into the shadow realm. I can feel us getting close now. This is one of my favorite stages. The details were great. On to stage 6, got some more epic prints in here. This part of the build is pretty straightforward, consisting primarily of plate and tile work, but we finally get to use this awesome massive multi-print. The side panels attach very easily. Around the other side, there's a very cool connection using clever geometry to get a perfect angle on this body panel. The ladder up to the cab is a very clean design. Add a flap type thingy to the rear chute area, and the rear lights, mustn't forget those. Okay, check out this part. This is a 32 length Technic axle built out of carbon fiber. That's so crazy. That is wild. It's insanely long. And this will be used to support the auger, which is extremely long. That's it for stage 6. Now I'm gonna lump stage 7 and 8, the last 2 stages together, because they are primarily just building the header as well as a small trailer to carry it to and fro the field. Stage 7 is very straightforward, except for one part. Make that 2 parts. First part, you need to really pay attention to the build of this green auger type thing, you cannot just throw it together. You must pay attention to the alignment of the axle holes and pin holes, or else it won't all connect up properly, which I learned much to my peril. Additionally, this green flex axle piece, which is meant to represent the auger, is very difficult to put on. And I recommend actually connecting both ends and then sort of wrapping around and plugging the 2x2 round brake onto the end. Much easier. Header is coming together beautifully. This is my new favorite section, by the way. The header build is great. Loving the hexagon geometry here. Ooh, carbon fiber round 2, another 32 length axle. So cool. Building this red reel thing is weirdly so satisfying. Oh yeah, the header build, definitely my favorite. Check out the way these work together. You can just spin the little power takeoff thing and it spins the whole thing. So good. It just slaps my grandma. It is excellent. I won't really go over building the trailer. It's super simple, but it's huge. But I suppose it would need to be to fit the massive header on it. Of course, you can also easily connect the header to the combine, and the PTO connects very easily too. And with that, we are done. So this thing was pretty crazy. Very different from my usual vehicles, cars with a sprinkling of Star Wars, etc. But I really liked it. It's very close. I don't want to say perfect because it's got some flaws. But the way the functions come together, everything just works really nicely. It's definitely an advanced build. As I mentioned in my other previous videos, CaDA doesn't do the color vomit on the inside. It is black and gray in there. And the end result is beautiful. But while you're building it, means you really got to pay attention. So although it says 14 plus, that is closer to an 18 plus set than anything on LEGO's offerings, just so you're aware. And as you can see, the functions all work very smoothly. It's actually quite good. I like messing around with the RC on this. This feels like something where RC's more at home than the cars, which are, this is a display set as well. But something about it is a lot more satisfying. It just makes more sense. A combine's a specialized piece of machinery. I'd want to see the moving parts. That's sort of the whole point of it. Whereas with the cars, they're more things of beauty for me. And all these functions work excellent, very good. And I think every angle that you look at this set from, it's just very clean. There's no corners cut really with the look of it. Everything's done just as best as it can, which is excellent. But that's going to bring me to the downsides, which are unfortunate because there's a couple of small missteps that I just feel were so unnecessary. Number one being the couple of stickers that are involved. There's like a couple of warning signs and then the stickers that I mentioned before over multiple pieces. Why are those there? This is a $330 set. There's no reason for those to be there. They should be printed like the rest of them are. The little tiny Kick Sauber probably had more prints than this thing does, and it had no stickers. It just does not make any sense to me. And then with the instruction manuals, they're awesome, but I do feel they could have benefited from some more information, particularly about the machine. There was a good excerpt from the designer, which I liked, great. But even like I said, I'm familiar with combines, being from a rural community, but a lot of people probably aren't. And even in my neck of the woods, like I said, CLAAS is not a very popular brand. It's more like John Deere, New Holland, maybe a little dash of Case, but CLAAS is not as often seen as perhaps it is in Europe. So a little bit of maybe about the company history or the Dominator in particular would have been cool to see. But I think on a final note, I will just say that I think the designer Eric Trax did an incredible job with this model. And I'm thinking if you are a fan of the more machinery Technic builds, you're gonna love that. It is fantastic. It's very technical. It's very dense. The functions work really well, and they've got some really surprising builds in there, which is really cool. And then the bodywork's also nice as well. You really can't go wrong. And although, yes, it is expensive, I think you do get the value with it, because I have to tell myself if that was a Lego set, it would probably be double that price. It'd be like at least $600. Like, it's 4,500 pieces. You know it's gonna be $600. And this has the quality that Lego has, if not better. I think CaDA's Technic is as good, if not better. There's system parts. I had no issues with clutch or anything like that. No issues with part quality. The color consistency on the lime green is better than Lego has. And overall, I just think it's a really epic set. It's really cool. I've never built anything quite like it. But regardless of that, in this case particular, since it's so unique, I would love to get your perspective on this. What do you think of this set? Are you surprised seeing it here? Do you think it's cool, or is it just kind of like way too far out there, way too expensive? Love to hear about it. I will mention how I got this so quickly. I bought this from Wave RC because they had it available before CaDA did, and I really wanted to check it out. So I bought it, got a chance to build it, and get a video going in a timely manner for you, the good, lovely people of the internet. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the support. I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.